IBTV presents live from St. Louis, Missouri. It's the 2013 Storm IB Open Preview Show. Presented today by Storm, the Bowlers Company, and by Budweiser, King of Beers. Mike Flanagan, Jerry Anderson here. We've got Matt Turek here in the building. He's actually clicking all the cameras for us today. He's producing the show. Brian Burkhart's in the building. And we've got some talented players behind us that are actually going to be in Reno, as I mentioned, bowling the USBC Open Championships and won't be able to participate in the tournament this year here that we're having. So a little bit of history about the InsideBowling.com Open Tournament. The first year was 2011, and I had this crazy idea that here in St. Louis, we should have a tournament on a tough pattern where people from all over the country would come in to bowl.
Right.
And a lot of people kind of thought I was crazy with that. Did you?
Yeah.
So anyway, so we decided that we would do this. In the first year, we had 91 entries. We paid $3,000 for first. We had a very, very talented field. Jake Peters defeated George Gohagan III in the final, and we had some ex-touring pros and some current touring pros in that tournament.
Yeah, and we also had a lot of St. Louis people that competed, also did very well in the tournament, and to get a chance to knock off $3,000 around here, that's a lot of money, and it's only getting better.
Yeah, you know, I had a meeting with the players in that meeting and at that tournament, and Tom Hess was here and some of the other guys, and I had a meeting with them, and I said, you know, we're going to try to grow this thing to eventually have some serious money for you guys to bowl for. And the second year, we grew to 117 entries, and we paid $5,000 for first. And now this year, we've got Storm on board and Budweiser, and we've got added money, and we're able to stream this thing, and we're able to offer $8,000 guaranteed to first place. So we went 3, 5, now 8. What do you think of that?
And I think that's awesome, and I think that's definitely going to draw a lot of the bowlers in, a lot of out-of-towners. Hopefully we can get the local support. As long as we get the local support, it should be a great field.
I think it's going to be. We're looking forward to it. And also this year with Storm, because we let anybody bowl the tournament. We let pros bowl. We let typical house bowlers bowl. Anybody can bowl this event. And I really feel that that's important with not as many events out on the PBA Tour for the guys to bowl for. And for us to be able to showcase talent, I want to be able to let anybody bowl this tournament. So what's cool is if you are a league bowler this year, you bowl the tournament, the entry fee is $260, but you get a $260 value bowling ball included with the entry. So you almost insta-cash.
Right, yeah. I mean, and then you get an opportunity to maybe cross with a Bill O'Neill.
Yeah.
Some of the top pros that are going to be here. So it's a good learning curve. So it's a no-brainer. I mean, if you've got nothing to do on that Saturday, the 27th, 28th of April, there's no reason not to come out and give it a try. I think there's a tournament on Friday too, isn't there?
Yeah, great transition, Jerry. That's next on my notes. This year, we're actually going to have a whole weekend of events. On Friday night, instead of having a practice session on the pattern, we're actually going to put the pattern out. We're at Tropicana Lanes, new venue this year. They have 52 lanes, 26 lanes behind us, 26 lanes over on the other side of the bowling center. It's a great location for being able to have a large event. And on Friday night, we're going to have this half of the house right behind us for a doubles tournament, which is going to cost $45 per bowler, and we'll get into the details of that here in just a little bit. But that doubles tournament, you'll be able to bowl on the pattern on Friday night, and you'll have a chance to be able to bowl. Now, youth bowlers can bowl the tournament, Jerry, but they're not going to be able to participate in that doubles tournament due to the smart rules that they have.
Correct. They can only do the singles event, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
So they'll still be able to bowl on Saturday.
And then the IB Open is on Saturday. There's 3 squads. You can enter up to 3 times. Hopefully you don't have to. But if you do, it's available for you. And then on Sunday, we're having a second chance tournament for all the folks that traveled in town that didn't make the top 16 for the tournament. They'll be able to come out and be part of the second chance tournament on the other side of the building, which will be a $100 entry fee. And we'll get into all the specifics of that. Another great thing about the tournament this year is with Storm coming on board, there's going to be a huge Storm presence here at the tournament. They're going to be able to help you select your ball. They'll be able to talk to you about what balls are available, what might fit your game. And also the shop at Trop will be open by then. We have a new pro shop coming in here, and you'll be able to get a nice discount on your bowling equipment on being able to get that ball drilled. I don't know what that discount is yet, but we will have that for you, and we will let you know on our social media as we do have a Facebook event group page, which most of you already know about.
Good. What about the people if they sign up? When do they get their ball, and is it going to be available to maybe have it drilled maybe for the tournament.
Great question. All of the bowling balls actually are going to be in the building on Friday afternoon. So if you get in town early, you can go ahead and pick out your ball when you come and check in. Or, if you get here all the way up to 5 minutes before your squad on Saturday, you can get your ball at that particular point in time. We'll have plenty of selection available, and there's great Storm product. And if you want to find out what balls are available to choose from, and if you haven't seen it yet, just go over to insidebowling.com and click on the IB Open 2013 presented by Storm and Budweiser, and you'll be able to see those bowling balls that are available.
Okay.
So then on top of that, the real treat here and the real thing that we're going to try to do this year that I'm looking forward to, and it's either going to be crash and burn or it's going to be the greatest thing that's ever happened in the history of live streaming, I think, at least free live streaming anyway, is this live TV show that we're doing. And Storm is sending Randy Peterson out to actually be part of that telecast, and we're really looking forward to that one. Having Randy in the booth and myself is going to be a real treat, and with people like Carolyn Doran-Ballard and Dell Ballard already signed up to bowl, Michael Fagan, Bill O'Neill, Mike Scroggins. We're going to have a stellar field. We did announce, however, Jerry, that Pete Weber was going to be bowling this event. And due to the PBA having a senior event, he wants to take the week off. He doesn't want to have to participate on that weekend to travel and be away from Tracy and the family, and he wanted to stay in St. Louis. And since this event was here, he wanted to bowl it, but because of PBA rules, he's not going to be able to. But I believe Pete will be in the center and at least be walking around. It's unfortunate he can't bowl, but, they have their rules, and we have to just, adhere to them. So, unfortunately, at this point in time, Pete Weber will not be in the field, but he will probably be around that weekend. So maybe we'll have him in the booth.
Yeah, and it's still going to be a very talented field, and great opportunity. Again, I can't stress enough the $260 entry fee. I mean, for people to be able to spend $260, get a $260 ball, bowl with some of the best bowlers in the world, it's going to be a great opportunity.
So what we're going to do is basically we're going to show you the video that we did with Hank Boomershine and the folks at Storm, talk a little bit about the tournament. When we come back, we're going to go over the details of the tournament, and we're actually going to release these patterns for you to see. We've got 2 patterns to release today. We've actually got the IB Open pattern and the Second Chance Tournament pattern. So at that point in time right now, Matt, if you can get us ready to go, we'll be right back here from the InsideBowling.com 2013. It's our inaugural preview show for the InsideBowling.com Open.
Broadcasts have been getting a tremendous amount of hits and views, so we felt that we really need to get involved with this organization, and this tournament was a great opportunity. It seems like it's a premier tournament for bowlers, and we are the Bowlers Company, and we just really wanted to get involved with this InsideBowling.com tournament.
So there you have it. You had a chance to see Hank Boomershine, Vice President of Sales and Marketing with Storm Bowling Products, all part of this thing and wanting to support this thing. All the folks in Utah are supporting the InsideBowling.com Open Tournament. So let's get into the details of the tournament.
I'm excited.
Let's talk about Friday night. Friday night, it is on the InsideBowling.com Open pattern, which we're going to show everybody here in just a few minutes. Here's how you enter. Basically, you email me, Mike at InsideBowling.com, or you can go out on the message board on the forum, and you can say that I want to bowl this tournament. We're going to take up to 39 teams per squad. There's 2 squads. There's a squad at 6 o'clock, and there's a squad at 9 o'clock. You're going to bowl on the burn if you bowl at 9. You're going to bowl on the fresh if you bowl at 6. It's just the way we're going to do it with time constraints. You bowl 4 games in that event. We're going to cash 1 in 5, It's a $45 entry fee, $90 a team to get on the list. And if you want to be part of this thing, all you have to do is email me or say something in the forum. What do you think about the doubles?
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity. I mean, if it's going to be on the pattern, it's going to give people an opportunity to get here, practice on the pattern, and make money.
Yeah, and if you're in town, you're a local guy, as you were saying, as we were talking earlier. If you're unsure about bowling the tournament, you can still come out and bowl the doubles tournament, even if you're not in the tournament.
So as long as the tournament's not full, people can come in Friday night, practice. If they do good, they can sign up.
Right, and get the bowling ball.
It's a great opportunity.
So it's a Friday night doubles tournament. It's a separate event, but if you do want to come in town, you do want to partake in this, just send me an email, mike@insidebowling.com. I'll get you added to the list. We're taking up to 39 teams each squad. So that would be 78 teams for adult. That's 150 people or so. I doubt we'll fill that up, but hey, you never know. Stranger things have happened.
It's a great opportunity to practice, though, man. I mean, I think it's going to be instrumental to get out here and get used to the lanes. You are going from wood now to synthetic.
Yeah.
So that's going to make a big difference here in how things are playing. Tropicana has done a lot of remodeling. The place is looking phenomenal. I've bowled here in a pro tournament a long time ago, and place is looking better than ever. And hopefully we get a lot of people at least come out and give that a try.
Yeah, the PBA Tour came here for, I believe it was about 6 years, and they took a year off in the middle of there. So no stranger to big tournaments here at Tropicana Lanes. Also, just want to let you know that on that Friday night squad, on that doubles tournament, there is going to be brackets available, $5 brackets that you can get into on either particular squad. So, and the overall payout will be 1 in 5, like we said, and it will be squads combined. So,
and they're bowling 4 games, right?
4 games.
4 games of bowling, yeah.
So the brackets will go 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. So just something to do. When a bowler goes out of town and wants to be part of something, like USBCs or something, they bowl the Bowler's Journal, they bowl the BTM, they do all these things. And since we're just a weekend tournament, we thought we would give the bowlers as many things as possible to bowl.
And it's a great opportunity. Again, we tried that at the holiday doubles. It was the last, 2 days before the tournament, and we ended up having 40 bowlers show up for the second chance tournament.
Yeah.
At a house that's not even around Redbird, to be honest. This is in the same venue. I mean, you stay at a hotel, you can come here and do whatever you want for 3 days.
Absolutely. So that takes us to Saturday, which is the main event. It's the Storm InsideBowling.com Open. It's a $260 entry fee. That includes your bowling ball. If you want to re-enter, it's only $160. We have 3 different squads. We have a 9:30 squad, a 2 o'clock squad, and a 7 o'clock squad. They are all going to start on time, and the reason for that is because the bowling center has an all-night lock-in that begins at midnight that night. So we do have to be completed. We do have to run on time. So anybody coming in town, make sure you're on time. We're not going to start late.
Do they need to check for snow?
Well, I don't think we'll have any snow at the end of April, but hey, stranger things have happened.
Yes, we know that.
So you're going to bowl 2 8-game blocks in this tournament. I'm sorry, you're going to bowl an 8-game block on 2 different sides of the house. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to randomly assign each bowler what side they're going to start on. And when they practice, they'll practice for 15 minutes, and they're going to get to bowl on that side of the building. Okay, they're going to be able to practice on that side of the building. And then after practice, they're going to come up and they're going to draw for their side of the building a random lane assignment. So you're not able to bowl with your buddies. You're not able to pattern carve. You're not able to do any of those sorts of things. You actually are just going to have to bowl the tournament, and you're going to have to get on the pair, whatever pair you go to, and you're going to have to adjust.
Right. Well, and that's the way it should be.
And you'll bowl 4 games across that side of the house, and then after you're done with those 4 games, you'll flip over to the other side and you'll cross across those lanes. So there's 26 lanes on each side. You'll skip across and bowl 4 games on each side. That way you have a chance to bowl on both.
And that's the fairest thing to do.
And it'll be luck of the draw on what side you start on. We have 2 lane machines here. We've been working with Kegel, the Kegel representative here in this area, Craig Patterson. We worked on it earlier this week. Both machines are dialed exactly the same. Obviously, both sides of the house are going to play slightly different as it does with lane topography, but you can't get around that, and we're doing all that we can to make it as fair as possible.
Good. All right. Re-oil it? Are we going to re-oil?
It's fresh oil.
So everybody gets fresh oil every squad.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
And because we're laying the condition down on Friday night ahead of time, we believe that pattern equality over across all the squads will be there.
The pattern will set in the more we get it down.
Yeah, absolutely. So also want to let you know that that's a 1 in 5 cash ratio, and we are guaranteeing the $8,000 for first place. And if you want to see a mock prize fund, you can go to the Facebook group. It's storminsidebowling.com open tournament on Facebook. You can see it. Friend us, Inside Bowling. You'll be able to see it. and we have a breakdown based on 150 bowlers, and everybody seems to really be liking it.
150 bowlers.
Based on 150.
And there's no reason we shouldn't get that.
Right. We have almost 40 paid now, which is about 30 more than we had at this time last year. We ended up with 117. So I anticipate us getting close to 200 entries total for this event.
How many entries can we take?
That's a great question, too. Because we're using 52 lanes, there's 26 on each side. We're not going to use one of the pairs on each side in case there's a breakdown. And with that many lanes, it's a nice luxury to have. So we're going to use 48 total lanes, and we'll put no more than 2 on a lane. So that's 96 bowlers a squad.
Yep.
So a max squad would be just shy of 300 bowlers. And if we get there, we're doing something good.
That would be nice.
Okay, so then once you bowl those squads, all squads combined are going to come together, and they're going to we're going to cut to the top 16. And the top 16 are going to come back, and they're going to bowl on Sunday the traditional 16 games of round-robin match play. You'll bowl everybody once, and then you'll have the position round game to see who's going to make it into the top 5 step ladder.
Okay, so it's 8 games of bowling. If you can get to the top 16, you'll get 16 more games, 30 bonus, total pins wins.
Pins carry over.
Pins carry over. Any roll-off?
There's a roll-off if there's a tie for the 16th spot. It's a one-game roll-off.
Okay.
With
so
a lock-in happening in the bowling center.
So after 16 games, is it the winner pay out? There's no TV style?
Oh, yeah.
There's a
TV style.
Oh, Randy Peterson.
That's right.
Some guy, Randy Peterson's going to be here.
Yeah, so we're going to do our step ladder finals, and that's going to be such a treat. And we're going to have bleachers put in, and we're going to have hopefully everybody that's watching in St. Louis come out, get your seat early because it's going to be a packed house.
So if there's a TV roll-off, what is it, $20 to get in?
No, it's free, buddy.
Free?
Yeah, it's free. No admission.
No admission.
Not
the
this
whole
year
weekend.
Anyway, because you're giving us a deal for being the tournament director. Depends on what you charge next year.
Right.
So anyway, so that's pretty much the InsideBowling.com Open. I don't believe that we've missed anything at all. And if you have missed anything about the tournament, then just go to Inside Bowling and post a question. Go to the Facebook page, tweet us, follow us on YouTube, all that good stuff. I mean, we're everywhere.
It's going to be an exciting weekend, and again, I just hope everybody gives us an opportunity to come out and do this, and let's fill this thing.
Yeah, no kidding. So at this point in time, I think it's a great opportunity for us to go ahead and release the pattern, Matt Turek. So let's release that pattern. Let's get it up on the screen for our folks. There it is right there. It's the InsideBowling.com Open pattern, and it will be posted if it's not already. It'll be there in just a few minutes down below on our IB tournament page. The pattern's posted on there. You'll get a look at it. As I see here, the pattern is a 2.31 to 1 ratio on the left side of the lane, and on the right side of the lane, it's a 2.18 to 1 ratio. There is one load difference from left to right, and it's down lane at the stripe. You will see that the structure of this pattern this year is very similar to what we put out in the Wood Center at Crest Bowl that we've had the tournament at the last 2 years. We found it was very important for us to continue to put out the same structure of a pattern. It has been tested, and as you can see ball reaction over my shoulder, you can see how the guys are faring on it. We are going to be able to show them bowl quite a bit here in a little while. We're actually going to have a one-on-one match also, so you can see how it plays over the course of a game. But this pattern, what I believe to do with this pattern, I created it, so if you don't like it, you can come yell at me. Don't yell at Jerry. Jerry's just running the tournament. It's my pattern. I want everyone to start outside, just like every year on this tournament pattern. I don't want it to turn into a loft contest until very late in the day on Sunday if you have to do that, but it didn't even do that the last 2 years. So there's a lot of oil on the lane. It's an AMF HPL surface. You got to get right on the lane, play the pattern the correct way, and they can open up quite nicely. If you try to hook the whole lane and you're spraying the ball everywhere, you're going to bowl like those guys do at Nationals when you don't play the lanes the same way, and guys will. So on Sunday, you're going to see higher scoring because all the guys that make the cut are going to attack them the right way. And on Sunday, you're going to see some scores. But overall, the scoring pace for this tournament is going to be moderate to low. There's no doubt in my mind about that with what we're putting out there at this ratio. The stripe down at the end of the lane makes a little bit of wiggle. I can tell you that I bowled about 15 games on this straight. And the scores are going to be had early on the pattern. If you bowl on the pattern early, you may say, oh, this is easy. But as they transition, as you move pair to pair in this house and flip sides to the bowling center during qualifying, it's very easy to go 260 160 on this pattern. But that's a look at the pattern right there. Matt, you can go ahead and pull that off the screen. Everybody can take a look at it at home. What are your initial thoughts about the way the pattern's played the last couple of years, Jerry, because you've bowled the event, and what you think about what we're doing this year?
Yeah, I bowled last year. I don't do a lot of bowling on this condition. I'm more of the house hack and bowling at Redbird and stuff, but being sort of a proprietor, I don't get an opportunity to get out and do a lot of that. But last year, yeah, it was just, for me, it's spare premium. I mean, if I make my spares, I make the cut. I struck a lot, but I opened a lot. I just think people need to come out here, and they're going to have to be able to play as straight as they can on the lane. Early, they might get away with a little more hook, but as the day transitions, the back ends are going to tighten up, and they're going to have to be able to pick their spares when they don't strike. And if they do that and can shoot them 210s, I think that they're going to be in there. The transition from crest, everybody knows, coming to this surface. Who knows? Like you say, if they don't play the lanes right, it could get brutal. If they play the lanes right, the scores could be good.
What I like about the pattern is if you're a 70-year-old man with about 7 revs, you can go drill that brand new bowling ball. That is a high-performance ball with that box finish, and you can actually get to the pocket from the outside part of the lane without having to have a high-rev dominant hand at 70 years old. You can actually compete in this tournament. That's you, Bo Burton. I'm talking about you. No, but seriously. And then if you're a two-handed bowler like Brian Valenta, who's bowled this tournament the last couple of years, he starts out playing around 10, 11, 12. And we're talking about a two-hander here. And he can use medium equipment in his hands. So I like for it that everybody can have a look at the pocket, and let's face it, whenever the pattern is flatter, the lefties don't have as good of a chance because they have a harder time moving in. It's just classic left-handed style. And I'm a right-handed bowler, and I would never want to lock out a lefty in a tournament. As a matter of fact, the first year we had 2 300s. We had it was Dwayne Stegemeyer shot 300, and Shea Bittenbender shot 300 in the first year of the tournament. 2 300s, one by a lefty, one by a righty. And in the final, we had George Gohagan versus Jake Peters. 2 guys, a lefty and a righty.
Right.
So that's exactly what we're looking for every year in this tournament is pattern equality. We want guys to be able to be in their comfort zone but have to make shots. Tony Lacaze averaged 222 the first year to lead qualifying. And that's the type of score that we're looking for here. Now, when Michael Fagan, Bill O'Neill, some of these other guys are coming in to bowl this thing, Tony Lacaze is a great touring player, but when we're getting these top 5 in points players, that number could go up. But we're focusing on making sure that the ratio's low, that the players are playing the part of the lane where it's fair for everybody, and then they're just going to have to make shots.
Yeah, and then like we said before, the $260 entry fee. I mean, if you come out here, bowl on Friday, see what you're doing, get your ball drilled up, hit them on Saturday. I mean, for $260, I think that is so awesome. Storm stepping up to the plate to offer these bowling balls to all these bowlers that have the opportunity to grab a ball and, like you said, be able to get out and play the lane right.
Now, that's the IB Open. That's the pattern. Love it, hate it. Talk about it on the message boards. Talk about it on Facebook. Send me a private message, whatever you like. But it is what it is, and that's what you're going to be bowling on this year. And I have tested it. And you'll be able to see more of it here in a moment. But let's talk about this second chance tournament, Jerry.
Also, Mike, they can email me too to Mike Flanagan, or what is it, Mike at InsideBowling.com.
Yeah, and
if
you
have
ask
a
Jerry
question.
questions, and I'll forward everything along. We'll get Jerry hooked up too as he is growing into this new role. But the second chance tournament, Jerry, is another tournament that's new this year. Because if we have 250 entries or 200 entries, 150 people coming to the tournament or more, 16 are going to make it to Sunday, and people are going to be wanting to bowl something on Sunday. So we have this beautiful facility with two different sides of the house. So what we're going to do on Sunday is have a second chance tournament. And that particular tournament is going to be on the other side, 26 lanes, and we will take 5 bowlers per pair. So there's 13 pairs, so that's 75 bowlers. So we'll take 75 bowlers for that tournament. It's a $100 entry fee, and they're going to bowl 6 games. Then they're going to cut to the cashers, which is 1 and 4, and then the cashers are going to bowl 3 more games and then do a top 4 step ladder. And that should all get done just a little bit before we get started with our IB Open Finals, which will be at 6:30 on Sunday. So this should get done around 3, 4 in the afternoon. But it's an opportunity for people to bowl a different tournament, and we've developed a pattern for that as well. Matt, if you could bring that up on the screen for me. This is your second chance tournament. A pattern. The second chance tournament pattern, as you can see, is a better ratio. It's a 6-to-1 and a 4.42-to-1 ratio left to right on this particular pattern. It's got almost the same shape. If you compare the two patterns together, you'll see that this is just not as wide. It's going to be a little higher scoring. If you beat your head in on Saturday, this is a great opportunity for you to come bowl on Sunday. Now, I am going to tell all the bowlers this. I know the Friday night tournament we're allowing anybody to bowl, even if you're not bowling on the weekend. But on Sunday's tournament, we're giving first dibs to anybody that's bowling the IB Open. You have first dibs to sign up and bowl for this. And if you want to sign up for the second chance tournament, it'll be first come, first serve the tournament weekend. So once you've bowled your block and you let us know, I want to bowl second chance, you'll start being added to the list, and then your spot will be reserved.
Yeah, so if you're planning on bowling and you can't bowl Friday and Saturday, you can't get in on Sunday. Can they get in if there's not 79 bowlers on Sunday if somebody doesn't bowl in the tournament?
Yeah. So, we wouldn't turn anybody away if we're trying to fill the tournament. Yeah,
right, so we're going to give the bowlers the opportunity first to be able to we're going to give the bowlers, which is a great opportunity. The second chance is to give the bowlers who have come here, paid their money, to give them an opportunity to try to do something before the TV show or before they decide to leave town.
So it's an exciting tournament weekend is what we're basically trying to paint here for you folks at home, and we hope you're enjoying our broadcast today. So what we're going to do now is we're going to show a little preview sample here from Jake Peters, who finished first the first year, second the second year, and here's an interesting point. We've changed this tournament. It's morphing into its own thing now, to where Jake Peters the first year beat a 32-man bracket. The second year we went to this format that we're using now, except it was just the top 3 step ladder 2-game matches, and he finished second the second year with a totally different format. So coming to this bowling center, he talks about it in this video coming up. He's got a little mixed emotions, but he's here to try to possibly, finish. I mean, right now we call him 1.5.
Yeah,
right now it's his average finish.
1.5 finish. Yeah.
So we're going to take you over to Jake Peters. We're going to show you this promo. When we come back, we're going to start taking a look at these guys throwing on the pattern, and we're going to talk to Randy Peterson.
Found the tournament online, seeing that it was actually going to be on a real sport pattern, challenging condition for really good money, and with no restrictions on a really actual sport pattern. I got to compete against some of the best in the Midwest, as opposed to where the PBA players are cut out, or certain amateurs can't bowl. It was kind of fun to have a real amateur open tournament where everybody could play. Really cool. I had no idea how neat it was going to be to actually be on live stream and all the great players be there. Have my whole family watching and all my friends back home. It was really cool. I mean, it honestly felt like a professional event winning, and that was really awesome. So I loved it. Success-wise, absolutely top 5, but also bowling-wise, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of games, a lot of chances for a guy like me who really grinds out and keeps trying to work to get to the top. One bad game doesn't take you out, as 1, 270, 300 doesn't take you to the top. So it's to see who the best overall the whole weekend is going to be. That's who's crowned the champion at the end of that tournament. It's going to be more of a challenge for me. It's going to the notes I was able to use, I'm going to have to get rid of. But I think it's going to be fun to get to see something different. If I can conquer it on synthetic and try to figure out what the moves are going to be. Instead of it hooking like it did on wood, it's going to carry down. So it's going to see a whole different type of player and a whole different type of ball roll be up top. So that's going to be cool. If you want to compete against the best in the Midwest, and maybe even the best in the nation, and on the tough pattern, you have to come bowl the IB Open. It's the most fun, most challenging tournament, and you can make a lot of money. It's a lot of fun. Come bowl.
So there you have it, InsideBowling.com Open Tournament. You just heard from Jake Peters. He's had an unbelievable run in this particular tournament. The guys are down there just practicing right now, just throwing some balls. We'll get you to have a chance to look at some of the ball reaction that you're seeing. Jim Ratliff's a left-hander. We've also got Sean Shelton down there, a local bowler. We've also got Derek Kindig and Ray Spink. They're actually all going to bowl an actual game here in a moment, so you can see how it transitions for them as they bowl on the IB Open Pattern Tournament. But as we said, we were going to have a special guest joining us when we come back from the break. And at this particular point in time, we've got Randy Peterson from Storm Bowling Products and from the PBA Tour. He works for ESPN. We're happy to have him come be part of this tournament. And Randy, welcome to the IB Open Pattern Release Show. How are you, Randy?
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
Doing good, bud. Looking forward to having you come in town and be part of this InsideBowling.com Open Tournament sponsored by Storm.
Yeah, so am I. It's pretty exciting stuff. Big event. Lots of support from Storm. A lot of great bowlers going to be competing in that event. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, now, you and I are actually going to be the tag team duo in the booth. And I kind of wanted to know, Randy, I know that you're probably going to be a little nervous sitting in the booth, with an expert like myself. How are you going to be able to handle that? Am I going to have to do anything special for you when you come in town?
Well, Mike, really the only thing you need to do is just let me do the talking.
Is there any sort of like coffee or espresso or anything we need to have ready for you when you get here?
I'm very low maintenance, so the answer to that is no.
And ESPN is listening right now. You're very low maintenance, we're hearing right now.
Very low maintenance, I've been told.
So let's talk a little bit about your involvement with this tournament, Randy, coming in town, wanting to be a part of this. It's not just every day that you'll just come be part of an event. And with Storm Bowling Products behind it and all the great videos and tips and stuff that you do, talk a little bit about your involvement with Storm and why it was so important for you to come be part of this thing.
Well, the main reason is because you're paying me $10,000 to be there. But all joking aside, it's part of my job at Storm, rather, and we kind of married the ESPN commentary together with the bowling end of it, and I still bowl a little bit. I shot 796 in league last night, so I still am pretty involved in the game, even though I don't compete on a full-time basis anymore. So my 30 plus years of expertise in the sport, 12 years of television, and 12 years with Storm, it was a perfect match.
Yeah, well, I can tell you that, all kidding aside as well, that just you being willing to come to St. Louis and be part of an amateur tournament where pros are allowed to bowl and come back to Tropicana Lanes where the PBA Tour used to come, it's just a true honor for us. Do you remember coming to St. Louis and participating in the PBA tournaments here at Tropicana?
I do. I remember Dick Weber Lanes. I remember playing golf at Bogey Hills. I remember one year we were in St. Louis in the dead of winter, and with the wind chill, it was like minus 30, and it was so cold you couldn't go outside.
We just had about 10 inches of snow, but because the tournament's at the end of April, I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, I'm banking on it because I'm bringing my sticks.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a good thing. Randy, what is it that you're doing today? I know that you've got some important things coming up this weekend. What is it that you're doing today to possibly prepare, or when do you head out to Indianapolis?
Well, I fly out to Indy tomorrow. Yesterday and today I'm just looking at standings and seeing what guys are doing and trying to get some trends. The two-handers dominated today, and they're up at the top of the leaderboard. That's Oscar Palermo and Jason Belmonte, and Storm staff is 1, 2, 3 with Pete Weber in third. So obviously, if things were to end today, it'd be pretty exciting stuff for Storm.
It certainly would. Yeah, I've been watching the leaderboard as well. I've been watching a little extra frame this morning, And, obviously we're looking forward to watching you on the telecast coming up here this weekend. Randy, we're going to go ahead and let you go. We're going to let the folks at home watch these guys attack this pattern as we're doing this preview show here. We really appreciate you taking a few minutes and coming on the line, and we can't wait to see you come here in St. Louis at the end of April and be part of this thing.
Yeah, no worries, Mike. I'm really looking forward to it. I appreciate your time as well, and can't wait to see it. We're going to have a blast, and we'll put on a good show.
I believe we will, and I'll learn a few things, I'm sure, from you as well.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, we will see. I'm looking forward to having a adult beverage with you after the whole thing is done and over.
And that is against the law. And okay, sure, yeah, we'll do.
All right, Randy, it's going to be fun, bud, and we'll be talking to you soon. Have a safe trip to Indy.
Yep, thanks, Mike.
That's Randy Peterson from Storm Bowling Products, ESPN, the PBA Tour, the whole 9 yards. Always a treat to have Randy, and as you can see, he and I are going to have a good time in that booth. Jerry Anderson, Mike Flanagan here with you as the players are practicing. What we're going to do at this particular point in time is we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn our mics down for just a moment, and I'm going to go down and get the guys set up for a game of bowling, and we're going to actually commentate and talk a little bit about what the pattern is doing here on the 2013 Storm IB Open Pattern Release Show. We're glad you're with us here live from St. Louis. Down here in the pit area here, Ray Spinks actually going to be bowling, goes to Lindenwood University. Ray, what do you think of the pattern so far as you've been practicing on it?
I'm really enjoying the pattern. I think it's going to be scoreable, but at the same time it's going to play really tough. So it's going to be interesting.
You bowled the tournament last year. What do you think the difference is in the shot shape? Do you see similarities?
The surface is 100 times better. I think the pattern's just going to play overall really well. You have some hook room, but then again, you also have the hold room. It just depends where you play and if you use the right surface and ball.
Where do you think you would attack this lane pattern if you were to be bowling the IB Open this year? Obviously, you're going to be you have other commitments, but where would you be attacking them early?
I'd be right with surface. Try to burn the lane up, and I probably wouldn't move in. I'd either increase my speed or ball down.
Okay, that's Ray Spink. Jim Ratliff, left-hander here, is doing a little bit of bowling. I'm going to head back up to the booth here with Jerry, and we'll let you know what we're seeing out there, and we'll talk to the players a little bit about what they're seeing out on this IB Open lane pattern here, the 2013 version. Jerry, as you take a look at these players bowling on the lanes, we see Ray Spink, who I just spoke to a little bit about the pattern. He says he would be attacking it from the outside part of the lane with some surface. What have you been seeing from these guys just throwing a few balls? You got here early and got to see them bowl on the pattern a little bit.
Yeah. When they first started, Derek, who's getting ready to bowl now on lane 31, he was playing outside 5. He's getting great reaction, hooks the ball a lot, gets the ball down the lane really good. He wasn't having any troubles getting to the pocket, but when he migrated in a little bit, as Mike was talking about it earlier in the show, that if you play these lanes wrong, they could really get crazy. So Derek playing in the right area, when we moved him in a little bit, he had nothing. So it's going to be really important to stay right. I was watching Ray. He's getting ready to throw now on 31 also. He has moved in just a little bit, but as you can see, he's still getting the ball down the lane pretty good. But, yeah, I think like Ray was saying, I think the pattern is going to be playable, but you need to be in the right area.
Yeah, Derek Kindig went to McKendree University.
Yeah.
Ray Spink, a college player. Jim Ratliff has won the 2010 Missouri State All Events title. Straight lefty, a teammate of mine. He's going to be competing at USBC Open Championships the weekend of the IB Open, so that's why he's out here bowling. And then Sean Shelton, a local bowler who doesn't get to bowl as much as he wants to because he's got family now. As a matter of fact, he's got his daughter here with him today down in the bowlers area. But Sean wanted to come out. He's been paying attention to what's happened with inside bowling, and he's a great guy and a good friend, and he wanted to come out, and he's a little higher rev player.
Yeah, he is a strapper, and again, he was able to play just a little bit inside, but he was able to get it outside a little bit with some surface, and he was having no problem getting it back. But when he did make a mistake the ball went 60 feet on him.
Yeah, 2-4, 8-10, washouts, things like that.
Yep.
Obviously, these bowlers have been bowling on them for about 40 minutes. They've been attacking the pattern. I told them where I wanted them to go out and try to break them down correctly, so you can see that they can be broken down correctly. Now, there's Kendig, who had opened up with I saw him strike on the last ball, but it looks like a little quick there, or maybe missed it at the bottom, and looked the ultimate penalty at 2-8-10.
Correct. Yeah, the 2-8-10, and yeah, he looked like he was just a little inside the target.
Or a little fast, or just a little off with his release. It's very easy to come out here and practice on this pattern and throw 3 or 4 in a row and say, Mike, these lanes are just easy. They're too easy. But when you actually get them to put their name in for score and have to throw at those spares cross lane and everything, they get a little tricky. So as we continue to watch the players, you're watching the 2013 Storm Inside Bowling Open Pattern Release Show. Mike Flanagan, Jerry Anderson here with you. Jerry Anderson, our new tournament director for the event. He is the man that will be on call in case you have a question or some sort of discrepancy, or maybe somebody fouls on your lane and you don't know how to deal with it. He'll be the guy making all the calls on that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. I've never ran a tournament outside my own house, so it's going to be fun. I think we've done a good job working together, so it's going to be exciting.
We're on lanes 31 and 2 here at Tropicana Lanes. These lanes I oiled myself this morning. We've actually ran lanes 29 and 30 and then 31 and 2, and then came back through and ran them again to make sure that the pattern is worn in properly with the lane machine, as we know that we need to do. And, Sean Shelton, I really like the look that he has now. He missed in on that and was still able to get a strike. So
yeah.
Looks like he's broken it in nicely. Looks like he's throwing a Roto-Grip wrecker out there today.
Yeah, he was using some surface earlier, so maybe with
Burn
using
them
that
up.
surface and burn them up, maybe playing them right. Now he's able to go to something a little shinier.
Perfect example of being able to work together and break down a pattern properly is, what Jeff Riggle's group does out at the USBCs. They shoot 900, 950, and they grind through it, and then, they can shoot 1150, 1200 the last game by
Right.
working together. So these guys have worked together.
And yeah,
there's
they've
no
got
doubt
three,
about
right.
it.
You got your left-hander Jim getting ready to bowl now. What's good about it, the left-handers can see. If they're playing in the right area and playing straight, they're getting to the pocket as well.
And I'm not a big fan of asymmetrical patterns per se, but because of the traffic on the side of the lane, I did decide when I do throw those stripes down the lane, I've got that 4-to-4 stripe down lane. It was going to be 4-to-4, and I moved it to 5-to-4 to give the lefties just an extra board, because the righties are going to break down that area down lane, and they're going to have more friction, as the day goes on.
Correct.
So to give them just one board down lane isn't much, but I thought it was just something to do that'll impact the pattern just a little bit for them. As you see Jim, a low rev player, and his ball is obviously not finishing extremely hard. He's coming in extremely light, but these are decent players. These are all scratch players around town. They bowl in all the major tournaments. Ray goes to Lindenwood University, one of the top ranked teams in the country. They're going to be competing at nationals here in just a few weeks. And, great reminder, college players, come out and bowl this thing. Last year it was almost like a college tournament with Brad Miller and Blake Paris and ex-collegiate pros like Jake Peters, guys like that, all bowled this event. So, and if you're a pro bowler watching right now, you want to come out and bowl, we'd be more than happy to have you here.
Yeah, we'd love to see you come out and bowl with these guys, and that's what's good about these four. As Mike was talking, we got Derek, who also goes to McHenry, who's one of the top bowling colleges in the nation. But we got 2 amateurs. When I say amateurs, these are guys that probably don't bowl a lot of sports stuff, and Jim and Sean, and they're out here competing against these guys. And again, it's really awesome what Storm's doing. You're going to get a ball that's worth the price of the ball, and you get to bowl the tournament. So it is going to be a great opportunity. And you can remember the tournament on Friday is a doubles tournament. If you got nothing to do Friday afternoon, or you got to make, or actually it's in the evening, right? 6 to 9.
6 and 9 squads.
So you could actually work on Friday and then come on in and spend $45 and decide if you want to bowl a tournament.
Yeah.
If you decide to bowl, we're going to give you a $260 ball for your entry fee, and you'll get to come out here and bowl 8 games.
If I'm a league bowler in St. Louis and I need to bowl one event this year, this one makes the most sense for me. Not just because it's my tournament, but it just makes the most sense. You get the ball.
You get a lot of bang for your buck.
You get the experience, and you're part of something special.
Yeah. Like I said, you never know. You might get crossed with Bill O'Neill. You just don't know. But I don't think that even is going to matter, because you're going to cross with somebody good. Yeah. It's going to be a strong field. But again, for you amateurs, you don't have to think you got to come out and try to win. come out and just make a good showing and cash. It's okay to cash in this tournament. Cashing in this tournament is a premium.
Well, if any lefties are watching right now, you see the rhino up on the screen for the 4-backer, otherwise known as a ham bone. And the lefties got 4 in a row, spare 4 in a row in this pattern right now.
Yeah, and our right-handers, they've all got opens. They all got a few strikes, and they're
right.
They're banging out the 180s and 190s.
So we watched Ken dig. He went light for 2-8-10 and threw the face on the right lane.
That's a little outside, and yep, into the pocket there. Good ball.
So, Derek looks like he's got a pretty good look, but, he's staring at 74 in the 5th.
Well, that's where them spares are going to come in again, minimizing the mistakes.
We thought Sean had the world, and he's looking at like 115 in the 5th, which is a good score, but
yeah,
still
that's
just
start.
230.
Yeah.
It's not 800 like we're seeing in Indianapolis this week right now or anything. So, granted, our skill players here, they are scratch bowlers here, but Ray Spink, he can light them up, and that's just a slightly high shot, almost a 4-6, just leaves the 6. Tropicana Lanes is a very busy bowling center this morning. We had 150 kids in here, and that's why our broadcast got started just a little bit late. We were making announcements trying to get kids bussed up and out of here. So we appreciate everybody sticking with us. I know this has been a pretty lengthy show. We're approaching about an hour here, but we just wanted to take the time to be able to show you everything that gets put into this tournament.
Mike, for the people that maybe aren't watching live right now, they can go somewhere and watch the show and watch these guys practice as well. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this will be archived on YouTube, so you may be watching it right now and actually archived on YouTube later.
There's Sean. He moved in a little bit and went to something with some more friction there, and he kind of pulled that ball.
Leaves
and
a
still,
light 4-pin.
And still came in light.
I kind of feel like, I want to call this match or something, through 6 here. But this is just a practice show. If you haven't sat in or watched any of our InsideBowling.com broadcasts in the past, they're a real treat. They're a lot of fun, and all of it's archived on our YouTube channel. So great opportunity. If you don't follow us on Twitter, give us a follow. If you don't like us on Facebook, give us a like, and give us a subscribe over on YouTube.
Okay, Derek's up on 32. It looks pretty good there. Yeah, a little high there. Left the 3-6-10.
That's back-to-back on that lane. And it's very easy for a player to leave like a 2-8-10 and go light and say, oh, I just ramped it up, or oh, I missed it. Got to make sure I grab a handful. And then the next thing you know, you're through the nose 3 or 4 times in a row.
Right.
Now, notice these guys, after bowling on it for 40 minutes, nobody's in playing 20. Nobody's in lofting the left cap.
No, and even my experience last year, I never had to get inside 20 the whole time I bowled. And I'm a hooker, and I'm also throw the ball 16 miles an hour.
It's about a 28 mil pattern here on HPL lane surface. At the old center that we were at, we put out about 35 mils, 36 mils on a beat-up wood surface.
Jim with another strike there.
And as you see, low rev rate player just taps the 5 to the right. Nothing dominant, and that's what I'm looking for. I want to see the guys that twirl on it a little bit, high flush. The guys that don't twirl on it much, I want to see the light ticklers, so to speak, the bucket crumplers, the solid 7, the solid 10 occasionally, and I want to see the high rev guy leave the solid 9 once in a while, or the 4-pin on a good shot. And I think that's what we've been able to do with this, with building the structure of this pattern in the past, and now building this structure again on a different surface at a new venue.
Here goes Sean. He looks like he crossed around 11, came up light, left the 10-pin.
There's a look at the pattern. Our producer Matt here taking a look at the pattern here. It is 44 feet in length, as we mentioned. 18 mils on the way down, 10 on the way back. Almost 29 milliliters of oil.
Okay, Ray's up now again on 31. He's went to a brawler, and I seen him scuffing that up. I was up around 5 and dead flush again.
He just said it was a much better look. Jerry, I'm gonna head down, and I'm gonna talk to the players a little bit down on the lanes as you guys continue to watch them attack this pattern. I'll see if I can get some insight.
All right, Mike.
Sean. Hey, Jerry. I'm down here with Sean Shelton. Sean, what do you see, and what are you thinking about this pattern?
Definitely surface sensitive, and just getting the angles right. Carry can be a little bit. I've left 7s, 9s, a couple 10s. It's really just matching speed, surface, and angle of attack.
Would you consider this a moderate scoring pattern, a high scoring pattern, a low scoring pattern? Like, what do you think? What do you think the pace is going to look like at the tournament here?
Actually, I think it'll be moderate, depending pair to pair, the guys you're crossing with. I could really see that affecting your carry, your angle, and you could easily shoot 2-10, never missing the pocket, or you have an open and you shoot a $190. So you carry a double, you get a 4-bagger, you shoot 240. So it's anybody's game.
The best look on this pattern is out, I would assume?
It is out. Oddly enough, though, on the fresh when we started, I threw a couple on 29 and 30 and didn't have a problem from the middle, but then things started shifting around, so watching the burn pattern would really be something.
Okay, thanks, Sean. So there you have it, Jerry. Sean, talking about kind of what we've been saying all along.
Yeah, he's exactly right. I think now he is squared up a little bit more, and it seems like the less boards you can cover, the better. He definitely got that too far right.
Yeah, he was pretty fast with that one, I think. Hey, Derek Kindig, what do you think of this pattern today, bro?
It is reminiscent of last year, that's for sure. As Ray was saying earlier, the surface definitely dictates so much. It's going to give you a completely different look because you're going to see so much friction in the front and the back all at different times. I mean, it's a wonderful pattern. I love it. I believe, as Sean was saying, keys to success, if you can keep your covers correct and your angles where it needs to be, you're going to strike. Because there was times we tried some pearl cover stocks. You might hit the hole, but who knows if you're going to consistently carry. And then it can go the other way with surface too. So, I mean, it's something that will definitely be exciting to watch. So.
Okay, thanks, Derek. Interesting insight there as Derek bowled the tournament last year.
Yeah,
Jim Ratliff, lone lefty here. Jim, what are you thinking of this pattern out here, buddy?
I think it's nice. I mean, it's scoreable if you make good shots. If you very speed sensitive, if you get a little fast, it's going to go long. If you keep slow, it's going to go hook up. I mean,
as a lefty, do you see this pattern being one that the righties are going to be able to have a clear advantage, being able to move in, or do you think the oil will hold up and both sides will be pretty fair?
I think both sides be pretty fair. I mean, I threw some shots inside, had a nice look, and then threw some outside. I think if they're going to play outside early, then they're going to be able to migrate in.
So. But you don't ever see this being a right-handed loft contest where you're worried about them putting it in your laydown area?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, well, thanks, Jim. Looks like you're probably going to have the high game here, actually. So, Lefty Nation, it's a Lefty Fest already here at the IB Open 2013.
Yeah, Lefty Fest. Jim just threw that ball on 31. He just got a little bit left of his target, and he didn't even come close to hitting the head pin. But the key is he picked a spare. Now he's going into the 10th with 196 with the spare up in the 9th, having a chance to finish this off and shoot a good game.
You see some weird entry angle, and you see some weird leaves on what would be normal, just little high hits or light hits. You can see some odd things. I would not be surprised to see some buckets plus the 10-pin.
Yeah, that's just a carry down on this the surface
right.
here. Jim Just got a 7 count there. Just came a little bit light. It's a nice spare raise, getting to get up on 31. He's got one of those premium games where he's not going to get killed. He's not going to shoot 200, but he's going to shoot in the upper 190s. Got that ball, definitely was in a little bit, got it right. But he is going to shoot 196. He had one open, one double. That game won't kill him. But if it wasn't for his spare pick in there, he's looking at 150.
Yeah, Jim's going to shoot about 230 here.
Yeah, he just switched balls. Again, his came up a little light. Shoots a nice.
And you got to remember, since they're not bowling the event, there's been all this hype. This is their IB Open today, so they're really bearing down here. This is their IB Open, so this is it for them as they have other commitments and other things that they will be doing. But I really appreciate them coming out and giving everybody a look at this pattern, as it may be a little more than what you may need it at home, but I'd rather give you more than not enough.
Yeah, I mean, it just lets you know what's out there. I mean, we got somebody that kind of revs it up. It goes kind of up down the lane. You got a rever that's covering some boards. You got Ray who goes pretty much straight up the boards, and a left-hander. So you're getting to see all parts of the lane today.
Great group of guys, too. Great support, InsideBowling.com here in St. Louis, to have these guys take time out of their busy day and leave work, or if they got to work tonight, be able to take the time to come out and bowl on this for everybody to see. We've got 188, 196, 221. It looks like a 190-ish here. Nobody's just totally locked in. These are all scratch players from the St. Louis area. So, obviously not easy, not brutal. Just right in between is exactly what we were looking for this thing.
Yeah, and it's going to be really good that you don't, like you said, I know for a person like me, you have to get in. It is really good that you don't have to get in the 4th arrow, 5th arrow, struggling to get the ball down the lane. Here, nice and easy the whole time you bowl.
So that's going to be it here from St. Louis, our first pattern preview show. And Lucas Wiseman, the folks over at Bowl TV, it's harder than it looks, sir. It's harder than it looks putting one of these shows together. But we continue to push the bar here at InsideBowling.com, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. We'll be joining you next in April, at the end of April, for our IB Open. Broadcast will start on Friday. We'll be live streaming all day on Friday, all evening, and all day Saturday, and then Sunday. And in that TV finals, if you're not able to catch all the tournament, at least tune in for the finals at 6:30 on Sunday Central Time. Jerry, any final thoughts from you about the tournament?
No, I'm just really excited about doing this as my first tournament director outside the center, working with you. I think this is going to be a great venue for all types of bowlers to come out, from the youth bowlers to the amateurs to the pros. It's going to be a great weekend, and we look forward to seeing everybody. If you can't bowl and you just like to come out and watch, it's free admission. I mean, you can't beat that, to come out and stand out here and watch these guys bowl.
It's a miniature version of a pro tournament. You mentioned youth bowlers. Cameron Doyle is signed up. He's bowling the tournament. The Phenom, Cameron, who supports everything that we do as well. I believe Aaron Uratovich is good buddy's probably going to bowl as well. I haven't seen his name come through yet, but I'm sure Aaron's going to be here to bowl if he can. And, we just we look forward to seeing everyone come out and be part of this thing. It's going to be a great event. It's going to be fun. Storm's involved. There's going to be a lot of celebrities around. Nice folks. There'll be some autograph signings. Hopefully Pete Weber might be able to find a way to get into the tournament. If not, he'll be here signing autographs. And we're just looking forward, and we're happy to have brought you this show here today. So on behalf of Brian Burkhart and Matt Turek and all the folks here at Tropicana Lanes that have been providing such a great establishment for us here this year, I'm Mike Flanagan, Jerry Anderson. We will see you in the end of April for the InsideBowling.com Open Tournament. If you have any questions, you can contact Jerry or myself. Good day from St. Louis.